Hey folks, welcome to my channel Number Pen. So there we have the problem on the screen. Integrate the following with respect to x. We have square root of x square minus 2x minus 3. So what we've been given is dy by dx and we've been asked to find y. My y is nothing but integral of the given expression. So let's write down what our y is. So that's my y. I know that my y is not in a very simple format whose antiderivative I know from first principles. But when I take a closer look at y, I see that I have a square root, and inside the square root, I have a quadratic expression. And whenever we see a quadratic expression of this type, what we need to do is pull out the quadratic expression and try to see if we can arrange it in the format x plus or minus a the whole square plus or minus b square, right? So let's keep y aside. Let's pull out the quadratic expression inside the square root and try to examine it and see how we can represent it to help us solve for y. So I have x square minus 2x minus 3, and I know that my x square minus 2x plus 1 equals x minus 1 the whole square, right? So keeping that in mind, all that I'll do is add a plus 1 and subtract a plus 1. And when I combine it with the 3, my term becomes x square minus 2x plus 1 minus 4, right? So what I can do now, my x square minus 2x plus 1 is nothing but x minus 1 the whole square, right? I'm referring to the term highlighted in yellow. And the term 4 is nothing but 2 square, right? So the way I'm going to write this is x minus 1 the whole square minus 2 square, right? So there we are. Now I'll go back to my y, and in place of x square minus 2x plus 3, I have this expression x minus 1 the whole square minus 2 square, right? So let's rewrite our y and then see how we can go about solving for that, right? So that's my y, and I know that I will have to bring my y to the format square root of x square minus a square, right? Because it's very evident that with the substitution t equals x minus 1, I'll be able to do that, right? So when I do t equals x minus 1, my dt becomes equal to dx. And what happens now is I try and put back everything in terms of t. My y becomes integral of square root of my x minus 1 the whole square is now a t square, and then I have my 2 square as well, right? And then when I come to my dx, I have a dt, right? So now you see I have an integral of the type square root of a square minus x square times dx, just that in place of x I have a t and in place of a I have a 4, right? So the way I'm going to do it is put down the identity for the integral square root of x square minus a square times dx. So there we are. That's the identity for integral of square root of x square minus a square times dx. And now what we're going to do is, in place of a I have a 2, in place of x I have a t. So all that we need to do is make the appropriate replacements to arrive at our y, right? So there we are, post replacement of x with t and a with 2, right? So now I have my y, but it's in terms of t, right? So all that I need to do is recollect the substitution what I made. Let me highlight that in yellow. The substitution that I made originally is t equals x minus 1, right? So what we do now is just replace my t with an x minus 1. So there I have my y, post replacement of t equals x minus 1. We are more or less done. Take a minute to observe if we can do any further simplification in this particular expression. The answer is yes, because in the second part I have a 2 square by 2. And what is that? It's a 4 by 2. So that will become a 2, That's point number one. And then when I take a look at the expression inside the square root, right, let me highlight it in yellow. In both the parts, the part inside the log and the first part of y, I notice that I have an x minus 1 the whole square minus 2 square. Now what is this? This is nothing but the original quadratic expression from where we started, right? So what was that original quadratic expression where we started? I'm just going up and recollecting that my x square minus 2x minus 3, which was the original quadratic expression inside the square root, was nothing but x minus 1 the whole square minus 2 square, right? So all that I'm going to do before I express my final answer is replace my x minus 1 the whole square minus 2 square, which is the term highlighted in yellow out here, with my quadratic expression x square minus 2x minus 3, right? So let's do that before we close our final answer. So there we are. My y equals x minus 1 by 2 times square root of x square minus 2x minus 3 minus 2 times log of mod of x minus 1 plus square root of x square minus 2x minus 3 close mod plus c, right? So let me highlight my final answer in pink. There we are. I hope you found my content useful. Please do subscribe to my channel and support. Thank you.